starting back in like 1999, 2000, it's like, OMG, right? So none of this existed back then. Email newsletters, it was like, wait, what? And me selling my first PDF that was, full of hot pink and highlighters and lots of exclamation points. As a human, I am basically a walking exclamation point. So I've always had a lot of energy. And as a coach, it was just like, that was my thing. How do I help people change their lives? And this was this new kind of profession at the time that didn't really exist. I thought it sounded cheesy as all get up, but I also loved it. I was like, this is what I am born to do.
When did you look at it and say, wait a second, no one's doing this, but I want to do this? Because I think this is one of the fundamental challenges of this moment is that there is stuff out there that says, if you don't do it this way, you're an idiot. Fighting that is something that takes a lot of courage.
Yeah. I mean, so for me, I had stumbled upon this article in 1999 about a new profession at the time. I'm doing bunny ears for those of you who can see me, about like coaching and how you could actually work from anywhere, this location independence thing. Again, you got to place this in context. We also had flip phones during this moment, right? Okay. And that you could actually help people, that it wasn't therapeutic. It wasn't like diving into their past and like, oh my God, your parents screwed you up and it's never going to be okay. It was all about strategically supporting people into a bigger future. And I was like, this is like custom made for me. But I was also 23 years old at the time. And I'm from New Jersey. So I'm very sober to the fact. I was like, look, you've been failed at a bunch of jobs, Wall Street, magazines, this and that. You're in debt up to your eyeballs. You're 23 years old. Who's going to hire a 23-year-old life coach? Like, you haven't even lived life yet. Like, this is dumb. This is stupid. But so no one was thinking of this, but I couldn't deny that on a soul level. And I think some people might be able to relate. When you know that it is your time to expand, to make some type of transition, to step into a bigger or different chapter of your life, you just know it. While I was building my coaching business, I was a bartender, waiting tables. I was just at dinner last night in New York City, and someone I used to bartend, they're like, Marie, is that you? I was like, yes. And it was a waiter who I used to work with. And he's like, oh my God, you look the same. I'm like, thank you. And hi, because it wasn't that long ago that I was bartending all around New York City in restaurants. All this to say that I saw a possibility to say, oh, if I can help people create results in a one-on-one format, I can do this one-to-many. Right. How do I do it one-to-many? Taking something that you have, a gift, a possibility, information, transformation, a framework, some type of thing that you can support people on, and then doing it one-to-many, but doing it in a way that is full of heart and values and connection and having people connect with each other. And I see the future of this industry, meaning information, coaching, transformation, consulting. There's so many things that have been born since 1999 when I started, this ability to bring people together in a really meaningful, focused, clear way, help them go on a journey that they want to go on, get results far beyond they could ever imagine having done on their own.
What's been so fascinating to me is that community is this thing that's like the 15th thing down on someone's list, where it's like, you've got to do all of these things before you can have a community. And what's so interesting is that everything we know in Silicon Valley is that it's the opposite. When you connect people to each other, that is when you accelerate your growth. That is when you can create more value for people. But it's become about content. We
have a lot going on. We're also living in a world right now from a digital landscape perspective that is more complex than it's ever been. So how do we counteract that? We simplify. When we simplify, we amplify. What do we amplify? Our profits, our impact, our joy, our freedom, all the good stuff in life. If you've been feeling lately, or you're like, this is too freaking hard, I'm overwhelmed, like there's too many things to do, and there's, it's just like, and then you want to give up and you want to cry and you want to quit and you think that you're not good enough. No, it is not your fault. If you are feeling burnt out, if you are feeling like this is too complicated, if you've been like trying to go at it in all these different directions and you're like, this is all bullshit, it's not working. It's not true. It's not your fault. It's not you. It's the world. How do we counteract that? Simplify to amplify. How do we counteract that? How is I looking to counteract that? I have a few superpowers. I'm not great at everything, but there's a couple things I'm so good at it. I'm fucking dangerous. And I was like, one of the things that I'm really good at doing is bringing amazing people together, having them connect with each other, and then having them help each other take it to a level that's, 120 and beyond. Like, I feel like I'm a catalyst. I don't have all the answers, but I know how to bring good people together. People are so fragmented. Their attention is fragmented. All these different platforms, you take Instagram in and of itself, that's like a whole universe that it never used to be. You take YouTube in and of itself. Like, you could spend your whole day, your whole career just getting good at this one thing. And we're expecting people to do 17 million things and not have a team and then actually enjoy their lives. It's bullshit. It does not work. It's playing a losing game. I was like, I want to bring everything over into a place that is modern, quiet, customizable, where I can create this magical little land of Marie Forleo, where I get to pour into people in a really meaningful way, have them connect with each other on a platform that, and when I say safe, I just mean safe from a bunch of bullshit. Safe from distractions and interruptions, safe from content that ain't gonna make anybody feel good or be a better person or reach their highest potential. And I wanted to make this community that not only was this container for people to dream into who they are becoming, what they want to create, what their dream business in life really is. Because if you've watched Marie TV, our tagline is create a business and life you love. And I'm like, and I also want to give people the latest mindset tools and business tools that I'm learning in real time that I can't update B-School fast enough. Simplify to amplify. None of us want to spend our lives in some bullshit tech hell, right? That's how good it is. That's how simple it is. Simplify to amplify all over the place. I don't need complications in my life. As we get older, I'm like, I got to protect this collagen. I don't need more gray hairs. You know what I mean? It's expensive to keep all this up.
It really is.
Don't need more stress.
At this moment, we are at this really fascinating point in the world, especially the world of creators, where it doesn't feel like the thing that is the most valuable, which is creating relationships between people, is something that you can do and charge for. And that instead, it's about creating evergreen content that you put out there and you charge for the evergreen content because your value is from what you create, not the content that you create, not the relationships that you build. That's how you get people back. That's how you create value. And more people are going to want to have intentional communities and intentional memberships that are about being able to more surgically make it through a transition with people who are on the same path. It does feel for many, many people like they'd be doing something that feels a lot like email and YouTube in 2000.
It's like, this is the future. And I remember what the future felt like because I was at the beginning of it way back in the day. And I was really happy to be in there and be early in on it because it's, you get to ride a really great wave. And I think this is the next great wave. And it's like, do not make your life more complicated. Don't cling to the past. Don't feel like more is more is more. Anywhere in your life, you know that that's not good. It's not true. You probably have your own experience with that. And it's very, very true in business.